My name is James Williams Jr. This is Conflict Habit number 2. I'm going to try and get through this without crying if at all possible. So I want to talk about interracial relationships and how racist ass parents can keep their children from actually finding true love just due to the fact of someone's skin color. Okay? I'm not sure if I was a victim of this because I don't want to damage anybody's reputation. At least not intentionally. But if I was a victim of this, then the parents of the person that did this to me ought to at least man or woman up and be like, you know what, this is something we should have told you from the jump instead of letting you get attached to our daughter, wanting to marry her, and all this other bullshit. Which again, since none of them were woman enough or man enough to tell me why I wasn't allowed to be with their daughter, and she damn sure wasn't, and she made it legally impossible for me to ever find out, I'm going to talk about this. I want to get this off my chest just because it's shit that need to be said. It's more to how something so good can go so bad when neither one of you are doing anything wrong towards each other. You know what I mean? You know, if you're both not cheating, you both want to be together, and all of a sudden your better half falls out of love with you overnight. I'm not going to say it's impossible, being that I'm a victim of that. But, you know, I would prefer to have the truth any day of the week than to just not know. Because not knowing is like a fate worse than death. Alright? I wouldn't wish what has happened to me on anyone. And I'm going to speak from the heart. Alright? I'm going to try to PG-13 this as much as heavenly possible. But I'm going to say it, you know, and I'm going to put it out there. And to whoever the hell's feelings I hurt from saying it, well, think of how I felt for the last 8 fucking years. Everybody who knows me pretty much know in whom this story is referring to. And since I legally cannot use those people's names, then that's all you need to get right there from fucking Jump Street. So, as you all know, the love of my life left me 8 years ago. No reasoning outside of relationships are overrated and you can't come see me no more. I never put my hands on her. I never so much as raised my voice at her. Okay? So, you can't be woman enough to tell a man how you fell out of love with him overnight. Or at least be open and honest and say, well, you know, James, honestly, I never loved you in the first place. You know, some form, some truth, something, you know, because I would never want someone to do this to a child of mine, you know, or anybody. I mean, it's like, there are some things that you don't do to people, you know. You don't make people fall in love with you just so that you can break their heart or take every dime they have. That being said, since I was catfished and Dr. Phil and them still aren't returning my emails or my calls to get me some kind of clarity, some help on my stupidity, that kind of thing. But this ain't about me being catfished. This is about downright racist ass parents that don't allow their children to find true love and happiness, even if true love and happiness slaps them in the face and it comes from a person of another race. Alright? Why am I putting this out here, you may add? Because I'm not sure if I was a victim of this. But I also know I'm not the only one. Okay? Now, like the Highlander where there can be only one, I know I'm not the only one. This also isn't the first time that this shit has happened to me. You know, from other relationships that I would prefer not to mention. You know, it's not the first time that I have been basically told, you can't marry my daughter because you're not a white man. You know, and sorry as that may seem, it has been told to me on more than one fucking occasion that you may love my daughter, you may be the best thing that's ever happened to her, but I would never let you marry my daughter just because of the fact that you are a man of color. Not you're a good man, not you're a bad man, just a fucking man of color. Now, I'm gonna do my damnedest to get through this thing without crying. I'm probably not gonna get through this thing without cussing. So let's make that abundantly clear. I'm probably not gonna get through this video at all. If I must be honest about shit, no. I really did love my ex-fiance. And I ain't gonna lie, the feelings never left. I just had to bury them because I had to move on by force, not by course. And if I could see her today, I would tell her the same thing that I feel. You know, I never fell out of love with her. She didn't give me much of a fucking option when I was standing in front of the fucking judge for 2 love songs and 2 text messages. You know, want a whole lot of leeway there when the judge is telling you, hey son, I know how you feel, but you need to love her from afar. If you make any contact with her, friends, or her family, your ass can get locked up for loving a person. So yeah, you can go to jail for loving a person. Believe me, I was one heartbeat away from it. So, you know, no bullshit, you know, the best way they could have solved that problem from the jump was like, look, James, I'm not looking for a long-term relationship. You know, if you're honest with people from the fucking jump, you have a better chance of having a successful breakup or anything that, you know, is more conceivable than the bullshit I got. You know, people may still laugh about it. People may not consciously give a shit. But, you know, there are some things you don't do to people. Playing with people's emotions is never, ever, ever a good thing. It's not. You know, love is not a fucking game. It ain't. You know, if you don't love somebody, you don't lead them on. You don't let them live with you for 2 years. You don't start making plans with them. You know, okay, well, this is how we're going to live. This is what we're going to do, blah, blah, blah. Yes, that happened, you know. But if you don't love somebody, you don't lead them on. You don't tell them that kind of bullshit. You don't let them hang around thinking, hey, I'm going to marry this girl. She's the best thing that's ever happened to me. She's the only girl that sees me for who I am and lets me be me, and I can be real, and I don't have to worry about nothing. I get along great with her parents. Check on everything I just said. I got along great with her parents. Or they deserve a fucking Oscar. You know, I mean, like I said, I ain't putting no names out so that there's no legal ramifications. But I'm gonna put out the truth. You know, I treated her parents with respect. I never disrespected them. I never disrespected her. I never put my hands on her without it being in a consensual sexual manner. And you tell me how in the hell you fall out of love with somebody overnight and everyone else who's ever done something bad to you, you don't call the cops. But me, a guy who only wanted to love you for the rest of his life because you made me happy, I sent 2 love songs and 2 text messages in a moment of weakness on a birthday. And I'm looking at jail time. So you tell me, how do you fall out of love overnight? How do you completely mistreat somebody who's been with you for 2 years, who's planning on marrying you, bought you 3 goddamn rings, because I'm an idiot and don't know the finger size, you know, someone who told you you were beautiful every night, someone who couldn't sleep unless he was sleeping in your arms, someone who walked a lot of time in the morning time to get you a soda because you lived in a bad neighborhood. That's some fucking love right there, you know. And most motherfuckers wouldn't do that shit, especially if it was just a piece of ass. But she was more than that to me, you know. Now let me get on factual matters. I'm of mixed descent. I'm of Cherokee Indian blood. I'm of black blood, and I'm of white blood. You can put that shit in any order, and no matter how you slice it, it cannot be changed. Not genetically, maybe on paper, but genetically, I am what the hell God made me. And there ain't a damn thing I can do about it. But I know there are plenty of parents out here, and this is where we get to off of me and on to fucking fact. There are plenty of parents out here who want their children to be happy, right up until the point that they bring home someone who does not look like them. But yet you want your child to be happy. Your child can marry a white man who treat her like dog shit, but you're okay with that because he's a white man. And this goes multi-ethnic. You know, the same thing can be done in Chinese families. The same thing is done in Chinese families. The same thing can be done in black families. Well, we don't want you messing with that white boy because he's a white boy. Even though that white boy has probably treated her better than any black man would ever do on the planet. But we won't allow her to marry him because he's a white boy. Oh, y'all thought that black people won't like that? Shit. You're fucking yourself if you thought like that. Everyone who has ever stopped someone from loving someone else because of the race of their skin or their race in general are fucking assholes. Because that person that could have been with your child for the rest of his or her life that you made them throw away for the simple fact that you didn't like their skin color. They might have been the greatest Christian person you've ever met. They might go to church every day. They might be the person who treats your child like she's the best thing or he's the best thing since sliced fucking bread. But because of something that they can't fix genetically, you won't let them date, marry, or procreate with your child. To all of you racist motherfuckers, I say shame on you. Because you're taking away your child's chance at happiness for your own personal greed, selfishness, or gain. And to anybody who's been through that, you know, or who's going through it right now, I would tell you honestly to fight for your love. And then I would tell you not to fight for your love. Because I fought for mine. And I'm going to tell you what it got me. It got me a day in court. It got me talking to a judge trying to find out what I did wrong in a relationship when there was no cheating. There was nothing but love on my end. I would have moved heaven and earth. I would have went up to heaven and slapped Jesus twice if I had to. But somehow or another, it all went to hell. I never put my hands on the girl. I never raised my voice at the girl. The judge read the goddamn text messages, and he even told me myself to my face that there weren't even a threatened messages in there. So then he goes, so what happened? Why did y'all break up? And I looked at the judge and said, sir, if I knew that, my ass wouldn't be standing in your courtroom right now. So I wouldn't have had a problem walking away if I knew why I had to walk away. I didn't get that option. What I got was, relationships are overrated and you can't come see me no more. Yeah, that sounds like a fairly decent deal. Those few words ring in my ears every time the day we met comes up. Every time her birthday comes up. Every time the day we ended comes up. You can't come see me no more. Relationships are overrated. Well, they weren't overrated the night we met. The night we shared ice cream. They weren't overrated when I spent over $1,000 on phone calls from Canada to America. It wasn't overrated when you cried in my arms about committing suicide because I was on my way to doing that before I met her. So, while all of a sudden after 2 years and I'm about to get on bended knee, oh, you can't come see me no more. Relationships are overrated. So, then it should have been overrated from day one. What you should have just done was say, okay, this is how this works, James. We're going to be fuck buddies, and then you're going to get the fuck out my face. Because I'm not woman enough to be with you, even though I'm a grown woman legally. No, that could have worked out. But no. See, here's that thing about people and lying and not being able to be honest with people. You know, not once, as I raise my hand to God, no matter what this person has done to me, not one time have I ever called her out of her name. Not one time have I ever put my hands on her in a fit of anger, though she slapped me twice in the face. Once downtown, once in front of her friends. Each time, I never did nothing. No retaliation, didn't crack a smile, nothing. Just accepted it because I love her. What was I supposed to do? Hang on for part 2.